Hello everybody, let me introduce myself. I'm Caio from Caio Games, and hey, do you like my new anime? It's pretty sweet, right? Anyway, today we're going to be tackling a list of my opinions. Today, we're going to be looking at the top 5 best bosses in a kids game, in my opinion. Because just because the game is made for kids does not mean it cannot have good bosses. And these 5 bosses will prove that. So let's begin the list. But real quickly, if you aren't subscribed yet, I recommend it. While you're on that, hit that notification bell and leave a like. If we reach 50 subscribers, I'm planning on doing a special video ranking every level in the LEGO The Incredibles. So let's begin without further ado, this is only my opinion, let's begin with the first spot on my list. At number 5, I have Bowser from Bowser's Fury. That's right. This is an incredibly cinematic fight. It begins with a fight against Bowser. Literally, that's the standard boss in this game, and it's pretty good. Dodging all the different attacks Bowser launches at you can be quite difficult, especially when you're doing it for 100% completion. Anyway, moving on, and then just when you think it's over, that's right. Bowser gets huge, and he takes all the Gigabells, meaning that you're now fighting Bowser as small Mario. And it's quite comical how you need to use Plushie to beat the most powerful creature you've seen in this entire game till now. But it's an incredibly cinematic fight somehow. It's incredibly cool. You are riding towards Bowser, seeing all the lands you covered just to make it to him. It's an incredibly cinematic moment, and I'm genuinely surprised. And then you keep damaging him as he keeps sending out more attacks like spikes, fireballs, fire rods, everything. But then you land a fatal blow, and the fight is over. It's an incredibly cinematic boss, and it's one of the best bosses in Mario. So yeah, I quite like it. Actually, I like it a lot. That's why it's on my top 5. And if this is number 5, imagine the next bosses. And speaking of which, let's move on to... Okay guys, am I really going to do this? Am I really going to say the biggest hot take on this entire channel right now? It looks like it. Prepare yourselves, grab your pitchforks, grab your torches, just don't come here. Okay. How do I say this without angering you guys? I think Lost World is decent. Okay, but seriously, I don't see any reason logically why this would not be a good, game. Sure, it's a little slower than most Sonic games, though, due to someone that grew up with those types of games, it's pretty cool. It is on the Wii, so it may be a bit finicky, but that's like calling 3D World the bad game, which no one on Earth seems to agree with. Anyway, but as for the best fight of this, okay, this is another big hot take. I think I like the egg robot. So yeah, okay, yeah. But seriously, I find this infinitely better than the Nega Withdraw. I mean, seriously. Every variation since the Nega Withdraw, in my opinion, has been better than the original fight. Not that that fight was horrible, I just didn't see the appeal in fighting it. Though this guy is very intense. First up, the music. This is one of my favorite soundtracks in the video gaming. Seriously, it's incredible. My goodness, how could you make something so good? And also the aesthetic here is great. Sure, I especially like the design, but I really that's not really a hot take in my opinion for Sonic Lost World. Anyway, continuing, the fight is structured almost exactly the same as the Nega Withdraw. You're running constantly as the Nega Withdraw, as the robot flies in front of you, and you attacking. So yeah, an incredibly good fight. Right, especially due to the attacks. He'll try to crush you, he'll send out lasers, he'll even send out little energy balls, and every time you hit him, it's just so satisfying. And I find the DS version to be almost better. So if we apply both of these together, then we have an excellent fight. I do. So yeah, I quite like it. Hopefully no one comes to my house today. Okay, now I'm going to talk about a game that's not really known for its bosses. Actually, it is by the opposite degree. But that game is Super Mario Wonder. Wonder is one of my favorite games of all time without competition. That's how good it is. Wonder is practically this. A drunk man went to Nintendo and decided to create a game. And bada bing, bada boom, this game happened. It's an incredibly fun game and you cannot tell me otherwise. That's how good it is. Anyway, so yeah. But in terms of bosses, I find most of them to be quite mid. All of them are against Bowser Jr., sure. But they're different enough that I can like them. But only to a degree. Well, except for the final boss. Okay, first off, the final level itself is already one of the best parts of the entire game. The final level is incredible. So yeah. But as for the boss itself, Bowser is incredible in this game. Bowser will send out a lot of attack to the rhythm of the beat. He'll try to crush you, he'll throw a lot of spike balls, and you need to jump on the platforms, meaning that you have to memorize the rhythm of the beat to be able to damage Bowser. And as the fight progresses, he'll grow more hands and even send out fiery piranha music notes. And for a fight built around music, what could be better than an awesome soundtrack? And the final part with the soundtrack playing, and you going up and away, and Bowser just firing, and then you... So yeah, it's a pretty good fight in my opinion. Wait, if this is number 3, imagine the top 2! And number 2, I have a fight I talked about last video, but I decided to talk about again. I present to you the one and only Supers 2. Hey, wait a minute. So yeah, Supers 2 is a great fight. First off, it has a lot of different attacks. The supers can charge around, create vortexes, and even try to freeze you. This also divided into multiple phases, beginning with Frozen throwing ice and Mr. Incredible charging around, and then Frozen building ice pillars and making icicles fall, and then you have to activate a motor to be able to destroy one of his ice pillars to then freeze Mr. Incredible, and then Void appears, which makes Mr. Incredible break out and now can create vortexes to try and defeat you. Oh my goodness, that's a pretty good part. I also like how this fight has large stakes. Yeah, it really does. As the fight, you're constantly charging into the port of Musenberg. It's an incredibly cool part. Alright, and you can see yourself constantly charging towards it. I also really like this fight because, well, it's just funny, the ending with Frozen throwing every single ice cream in existence just to free the ship. That final part's great. But, despite this fight being great, there's only one fight that can truly take the #1 spot. I mean, am I right, people? Okay, some people may have saw this coming, but this is it. The #1 I like to present, ladies and gentlemen, it goes to Cortex from Crash Bandicoot 4. Okay, I already have a love for this game. Seriously, it's my third favorite game of all time now. But as for the fight itself, well, it's just crazy. First up, just the idea of the fight alone makes it incredible. Cortex takes the quantum mask and uses their abilities against you. It's an incredibly crazy fight that I did not expect to happen. Seriously, this fight, man. Oh, and also, I like how it also has quite some big stakes, with Crash's very existence at fate. So yeah, it's an incredibly good fight. And just by concept alone. And by execution, it's somehow even better. Now, Cortex is using the different Quantum Max abilities against you. Ika's platform disappearing, Akano's tornado move, I don't remember this guy's name, the ability to flip gravity, and Kapunua's ability to slow down time, the 4 quantum maths. So yeah, pretty good stuff. And also I really like the music. It's a mixture of the theme of Insanity Beach and the final boss theme of Cortex's final theme in Crash 3. And they're battling to take over the soundtrack, just like you are. It's incredible. Also, Cortex is already the best character in this whole game. Him thinking he's a hero when he's the exact opposite is just great. So yeah. Anyway, continuing this fight also. I really like this fight. In my opinion, it's the best fight in not only in Crash, not only in gaming, but will probably maintain this status. Seeing how no other game till now managed to beat it. Well, and this game came out 4 years ago. So yeah, pretty good stuff. So yeah, in my opinion, these are the best fights you could see in a kid's game. And many people will agree probably. But many people isn't everyone. So I like to know what you think. Comment your top 5 and even why you think my top 5 is wrong. I mean, seeing how, I put the Egg Robo from Lost World up here is, most people will probably disagree with that opinion. Anyway, Oh, and while you're down there, make sure to like and subscribe. If you'd like to see me rank all the levels in Lego The Incredibles, then you better do that. So yeah, I'll see you. Goodbye, and I'll see you next time on Caio Games.